changed the law of God. They eliminated the second commandment, which says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything in heaven above, earth beneath. Thou shalt not bow down to them, nor serve them. That kind of interfered with the way they wanted to do things, so they eliminated that. They divided number 10 into 2, so the number would still be 10. Yes, the tables of stone were found in the Ark of the Covenant. I personally removed them with the assistance of 4 angels who lifted the mercy seat, which I would estimate weighs about 900 pounds of solid gold. And one of these angels told me to take the tables of stone out of there. He said God wants everyone to see those. And so I took them out, backed up, stood there, frozen in place, and I just can't describe my physical state or mental state or anything else. If I didn't have some physical evidence to prove it happened, I think I had a dream or something. But anyway, they are now available to be shown, but we won't say. Actually, they're on a stone ledge right in the same chamber. That's where the angel put them after I handed them to him. I didn't know what to do with them. And I was told that these are to be presented with the blood evidence when the mark of the beast law is passed or enforced. Now, I know everybody wonders about what it is, the mark of the beast. You've heard all kinds of rumors, stories, and all of this. I'll tell you quick and simple. If you keep the 10 commandments that God wrote upon those tables of stone, and about which he says in Psalms 89:34, those of you that are writing down text, you'll want this one. Psalms 89:34. He says, my covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that has gone out of my lips. He spoke the 10 commandments from the mountaintop. He wrote them in stone, and he says, nothing will change, right? If you keep that law, you will receive the seal of God. Soon there will be a set of man-made laws, best intentions, surrounded by a barrage of salubrious soliloquies and sepulchral solicitudes. That's all kinds of stories and all of this instigated by the devil to make you think that this is the best thing that ever happened to the human race and that you could just ought to go along with it voluntarily. These man-made laws will require that you break God's 10 commandments. Christ said of the Pharisees, for it is in vain that they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. If you keep those man-made laws and break God's 10 commandments, you will receive the mark of the beast. Nobody has the mark of the beast at this point in time. You can only get it after that those laws are enforced. Now, is that hard? When a bunch of man-made laws are passed and enforced that require you to break God's 10 commandments, the penalty for not keeping those laws is that you cannot buy or sell. That is the mark of the beast.
We will say, friends, keep this law and you receive the seal of God. Keep the laws that man has made that force us to break God's law, and we have the mark of the beast.
Amen.
It may sound a little simple. I know there's people that say it's the computer chip and all kinds of stories. It is keeping the laws of man instead of the laws of God. As Christ said to his disciples when speaking of the Jewish leaders in his day, He said, "For it is in vain that they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men." God did not accept Abel's or Cain's offering of fruit and vegetables. He will not accept any substitute for our loyalty to Him, but keeping His 10 Commandments. And there will come a time, folks, when if you do that, you will not be able to buy or sell.
Now in Psalms 89:34, he says, "My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that has gone out of my lips." Okay? That means that the 10 Commandments, which is the covenant, He won't change that. He spoke it from the mountaintop, and it's recorded in the 20th chapter of Exodus. He won't change that. When I saw the tables of stone and saw what they said exactly the same thing that the original Hebrew text says in the book of Exodus. Exactly. All right? And that will not change. Now, the Bible warns us that Satan will come with signs and lying wonders. All right? How can we tell what is a miracle by Satan? Because he's a supernatural being. All of the fallen angels are supernatural beings. They can do things that are miraculous from our point of view. How can we tell what's of God and what's not? If they say God's 10 Commandments are binding, to break those is to sin, then they're of God. If they say anything other than that, they are not God, and we have no business listening to them, regardless of what kind of miracles they are performing.
The tables of stone will be on display after the national Sunday law is enforced. That is the exact words of the angel as I recall them.